What's up, guys? Today we're doing something a little different. I'm taking you behind the scenes on a surprise engagement shoot that I did the other day, and it was so much fun. Went off without a hitch, pun intended, with a hitch, and it was great. So let's just get right into it and get started. Also, there is a hysterical twist to this entire shoot, which I can't believe no one noticed. It's the funniest thing. But anyways, you'll see in a little bit. Will Simpson here, and welcome back to Exploring Photography. It is great to see you again. I hope you're doing awesome. I had a rough week, actually. I filmed a bunch of events last week, and I was screaming and yelling over all the loud music and stuff, and I completely lost my voice. As of like Tuesday and Wednesday, I could barely talk, and I have about 70% right now, and it's slowly coming back, but we're quite raspy right now. So the other day, I got hired to do a surprise engagement, and I love doing these. I've done a few of them, and they are so much fun. I have a whole thing worked out, and they're just fun to be there and witness it, but there are a few things that you have to pay attention to. So I'm gonna walk you through this behind the scenes, and we're gonna go through it. So let's just get right into it and get started. So it was actually at the beach, and so I packed up my gear, and I got there about an hour prior to the sun setting. The plan was to do it at about 7:20, so I got there at about 6:20, 6:15, something like that, maybe even 6:30, I'm not sure, just to kind of find a location, get set up, and really just kind of find my spot. That way I can check the light, I can adjust all the settings, and I can be ready for that moment. Now, one thing that was going on was it was so windy at the beach. So I actually texted the groom and I said, hey, just so you know, when you go on the beach, it is really windy. So if she's planning on wearing a dress, it might be something she wants to change first. It was just kind of thinking ahead, because you don't want the girl self-conscious about the dress, constantly holding it down. And she did end up wearing a dress, and it was totally fine, but it's just, you know, be aware of things like this.
So we're out here on Clearwater Beach. Actually, no, it's not Clearwater Beach, it's Yankee Beach, and we are set up for a surprise proposal. There was a big group over here that we needed to move down, so we came over here. So the plan is that the guy is going to be walking down the beach with his to-be engaged, and I'm going to see them, and they're going to try and take a selfie, and I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to take a picture, and you know, Bob's your uncle. Boom. Hopefully she says yes. So that'll be awkward, but I should say yes, I'm not worried. So we got Dora here, and here's her Instagram. So go follow her. She is my behind-the-scenes assistant / model / camera operator / badass chick. I am completely losing my voice. It's super windy. That doesn't help. This is a very long video.
Now you'll notice that you can hear the wind, and it is very windy, but what I was saying, and a benefit of getting there early, is when we arrived, the location that we had decided to do it at had this huge group of people that were doing another event, and so we had to find a new space, and that way I could coordinate with the groom, well, soon-to-be groom, and that there was no surprises, and because we don't want surprises, especially when we're chasing light and we're trying to time this for sunset. The light starts dipping really fast, and if something has to change right off the bat, it can cause a lot of problems. So that's one of the other reasons to get there early, is to handle and smooth out any issues that could occur. While I was waiting, we were sitting there just taking pictures. I was taking pictures of her, she was taking behind the scenes of me, and this big family came up, and this happened twice actually, and they asked me, oh, we found the right guy to take a picture, because obviously I have a tripod and a camera, and they're like, can you take our photo? And I was like, well, we have to be really, really fast, because I'm expecting a couple and we have to be ready for them. And they're like, oh, okay, so quickly did a photo. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love doing that. I will take pictures of everybody while I'm out there. And that's one thing I use as my excuse to take your photo for these surprise engagements. And if you're watching this and you have an engagement coming up, stop watching, because you want to be surprised. And I wasn't exactly sure when they were going to show up. So I was testing out on-camera flash, and it was so bright that even at full power, it wasn't making a difference. So one thing I was gonna have to do is position them a certain way so I wasn't taking directly at the sun. I was gonna position them to the side. That way I could get the side light and get much more exposure of them and the background, because I didn't want to just have a blown out background. I wanted a really pretty light. So that's one thing, but it didn't work. So I was just making sure I was using Dora, who was there with me, as my test subject, to make sure that when they got there, I was already prepared and ready to start taking these photos. Now what happened is they were running a little late, so he actually called me and he came out on the boardwalk while she was changing because their Airbnb was right there. It worked out perfectly. And he waved his arm, and he was on the phone with me, and he saw where I was. So he was fully aware with where we were going. Came off the boardwalk to the left, and they started walking towards us. And when I spotted them, I actually pretended to take pictures of Dora away from me while she was filming me. And there's actually a video, here it is right here, where I'm like pointing to where they are, and you can't really see them until she kind of zooms in, but they're like right over my left shoulder, and it was so funny. And then as they got closer, I was just taking photos of the sun setting, of people walking by, of the beach, and nothing fancy. They walked by, I saw them, and I went up to them, and I was like, hey, can I take your photo? And at first she was a little standoffish, but I think I have a pretty good personality, so I was just pretty light with them. I was like, oh, come on, you guys are a cute couple. Let's take a few photos and I'll send them to you for free. That way you remember this, you know, nice vacation if you're on vacation. And I introduce myself and I say, what do you, and I get to know him. Now I know this guy, like I actually personally know him. So I was just pretending not to. I was like, oh, what are you guys' names? Where are you guys from? What are you guys doing here? While taking pictures and stuff. And here's a really cute photo of them prior to the engagement. And then after a couple of photos, I told her, I was like, you know those Instagram photos where the girl is like leading the guy off into the distance? Let's do a photo like that. So turn around, face the sun, and kind of half walk. Like I made her like take a step and pause mid-walk, hold her hand out. He held her hand and faced me. Then he pulled out the ring, turned around, got down on one knee, and then I was like, why don't you turn around and let's take another photo. She turned around and boom, there he was on his knee, asked her to marry her. It was freaking awesome. She was so surprised, had no idea. And it was just absolutely amazing. It turned out so good. So then we proceeded to take some more engagement photos. Then now that the cat was out of the bag and she had said yes and they were officially engaged, she pulls a complete surprise on all of us and pulls a ring that she had for him out of her bag. And it was so funny. We had no idea. So she totally surprised us. I don't know if she was planning on proposing or if she just happened to have it at the same time. But oh, it was so epic, super cute, absolutely hysterical. They are just totally in love, and it was a great moment to capture. And after everything, all the emotions and the quickness and the surprise, we were racing the light and we were all super excited, and none of us, and this is totally my bad, and I can't believe I didn't notice. Of all people, I should notice these things. Like, this was so bad, but honestly, it was such a good addition to the story. He put it on her right hand. He put the engagement ring on her right hand, not her left. And you can clearly see it, that it was on her right hand in all the photos. Oh my God, I was like, I'm ashamed. I can't believe I didn't notice. So all the photos, they're in her right hand, but honestly, they were super cool about it, and they didn't notice, I didn't notice, Dora didn't notice, no one freaking noticed, but it's such a cool addition to the story, and I can confirm that it is officially on her left hand. But oh my God, how funny. And just so you know, all of these photos I actually edited with my light and airy preset pack and my engagement preset pack, which are available on my website if you're at all interested. But overall, this shoot went so good. They were so happy with the photos. It was such a good time. I love doing these. So if you're watching this and you have a surprise engagement coming up, hit me up. Let's make it happen. I have really good plans for all different styles. I've done several of these now, and they're just so much fun. All right, guys, and that's it. I'll leave you with myself from the other day. All right, we just wrapped up the engagement. She did say yes, so it is confirmed. Fun fact and twist to the story, she had a ring for him too. No idea. No clue, like surprised us completely. And I hope you can hear me because again, my voice is dying. I'll show the ring. There's the ring. This is my ring. There's his. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in that. It's in his pocket. Anyways, so it's a big success there. Still got the sticker on it and everything. So anyway, so congratulations to you two. This is awesome. Dora, thanks for helping me. You guys, make sure you subscribe, comment if you have any questions, like the video, because come on, they're adorable. You have to like the video. And I'll see you guys next week.